Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Warren and Manny on Galactic Process, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player, it is Manny. And in the bottom left side of the map, representing Psystorm Gaming, it is Warren. Our blue Zerg player, or teal? I don't know. Teal, blue, one of those two things. I've been told this is actually PengWin, who's been on the channel before. Looks like the guys definitely know each other. Over under bets on NYK finishing his games this week. 20-minute no rush, says Warren. And there's no chance that Nick finishes his games this week. I don't know. Who are you talking about here? Who's NYK? I'm out of the loop on this. Anyway, yeah, these guys definitely know each other. I'm pretty sure this is PengWin. I don't know why he's representing Lola here. But anyway, so it's a ZVZ. I was told this is a pretty darn good ZVZ. I like to find good mirror matchups for you guys. This is not going to be a 4-minute Ling Baneling attack. Definitely not going to be that. So we'll keep an eye on these players here on Galactic Process and see who can come out on top. They're discussing, apparently there's a quota on how many games you have to play, or one match in 3 weeks. Seems pretty low for a professional or aspiring professional StarCraft 2 player, but I'm not sure that's what they're talking about. What a weeb. Is weeb an insult these days? Do you kids call people weebs? I mean, Warren isn't a teenager by any means. He's been around for a while, but I don't know. Picking up the slang in the streets. Anyway, I'm going to stop embarrassing myself. Both players going for that hatch. Both players going for the spawning pool. Pretty darn identical builds, which is interesting. Usually in ZVZs, we see one player going for a spawning pool first into a hatchery, but both players really going for that hatch first, into an extractor, into a pool. I suppose they played against each other quite a bit. And I have a good idea as to what they're going through. So like I said, this is a GM/Pro level game. These players have played for money, both of them, I believe, and which makes them professional. Manny, or PengWin here, gets his hatchery up a little bit before Warren does, although it's virtually identical. Both players going for that speed, getting drones, getting queens. I mean, it's just identical. A couple Lings coming out for Manny first. Or PengWin, rather. I'm just going to call him PengWin from now on. PengWin saturating his natural base. Overlord coming up for Warren, setting up a good vantage point from which to see what comes out of this base for PengWin. Actually, no, not setting up the vantage point at all, but instead flying over to maybe check for a quick third, which is some good information to get. No, I mean, there's an attempt here from PengWin to do that, but his Overlord is a little bit further away. So two Lings from PengWin heading on down, trying to kill some stuff here for Warren. Warren is getting a Baneling Nest. His Queen pops and injects E immediately. Holy cow. Fantastic move there by Warren. Timings. The timings. Lings get their way right up into the main base, trying to see what is going on up in here. They see the spawning pool. They see the Queen. Are they going to scout this third is the question. Possibly, unless they die first. Oh, Ling gets out of there with 1 hit point to his name. Can the Queen pick it? Yes, Queen gets it. Boom! There's the kill. Trying to get the other one, but no, the Ling is getting in there, going to get in there and scout that third base. PengWin has his third base coming up too, but Warren's is a little bit faster. Both players getting that Baneling Nest. Yep, both players getting that Baneling Nest. Warren's has popped a little bit earlier. They both have the Baneling Nest at their natural, which is interesting. I wonder if there's some strategy behind that. Second extractor on the way for PengWin, and no sign of a second extractor for Warren. So a little bit more gas heavy with whatever is going on. Actually, extractor 1, extractor 2, and extractor 3. 3 extractors at once for PengWin. He's going some kind of tech. Well, it looks like Warren is going more for a macro style opening. More minerals, which means more drones, which means more workers here, and just hoping that PengWin doesn't show up with a big army anytime soon. Lair on the way for both of these players. Income tab of 31 to... actually, let's rephrase that. 35 to 36. Harvesters. PengWin has a tiny bit of a lead. Just a tiny lead here. And both players have Speedlings. Both players have a couple Banelings. Does PengWin have any Banelings? He doesn't. He has no defensive Banelings whatsoever. Oh, no, he does. He has 1. In the middle of the map. It's a weird place for a Baneling. Hopefully, I guess, trying to catch a bunch of Lings running on out here for Warren and smashing them in the face before they get anywhere near his base. But yeah, no defensive Banelings at all in his natural. Go figure. Spire on the way for PengWin, and a Roach Warren for Warren. I guess that makes sense, right? Warren would make a Roach Warren. This base actually took some damage from the Ling, I guess, that came down here earlier. That's weird. Speedlings for Warren are heading on out, trying to get some damage done. Defensive Banelings are morphing in for PengWin. They're not here yet, though. Are they here yet, though? Nope. Ling's getting that run by right up into the main base, getting a perfect scout off. Gonna see that Spire. Maybe try to kill the Queen. Nope. Too many defensive Banelings or Lings here for PengWin. Banelings, nice hit. Oh, nice hit on the Banes there. That was one Baneling for a bunch of Lings. 12 Lings have been killed so far by PengWin, and he's doing a counterattack, sending some Lings out of his own with some Banelings. They're slow. They're slow Banelings, but that's A-okay. Overseer for Warren does manage to scout that Spire. I think the Lings already saw it, but just in case. Just in case it was canceled or something. Ling trying to take down that single defensive Baneling that Warren has here. And nope, don't even think about it. One Baneling. They're going to try to assault this third. And yeah, trading about 3 Lings for that one Baneling. Focusing down the Queen here at the third base. Warren does lose his Queen. Not a great feeling. Going to lose another Queen, possibly. Yes. Another one goes down here. Baneling hits on the Workers. They're very low on HP, but they're, nope, not alive for long. Another Queen possibly going to die. A lot of Lings here for PengWin, and no. Can't get the other Queen, but all working has been disrupted here at Warren's third. It's 46 to 47 Harvesters, and 9 drones have been killed by PengWin, but that pretty much just put him back even with where Warren is. I mean, Warren had a huge lead, and just the counterattack of Lings was enough to kind of just even that score. Mutas are out. Mutas have popped from that Spire for PengWin, and these Lings are in trouble. Yep, Lings didn't get anywhere near anything important for PengWin. That's a good deal for him. And Ling's heading on back home. So Roach Warren also on the way for PengWin. Hydralisk Den coming up. Spore Crawlers, 4 Spore Crawlers. Under production for Warren, recognizing that Mutas are a dead, huge, giant threat. Huge, giant threat. And they do extra damage versus biological. So that means they're very good against Mutas. See, the problem was, in Heart of the Swarm for a while there, it just turned into a Muta versus Muta kind of a thing. And so Blizzard said, this is boring. Every single ZVZ is Muta versus Muta. Because there's no way to deal with them unless you went Muta yourself. So it wasn't very fun. So they went ahead as these Queens are trying to stab away at the Mutas. A lot of Queens down, but they keep dying, unfortunately for them. Spore Crawlers in good places, taking those Mutas out, and the Mutas decide it's time to retreat. So they just buffed the damage that Spore Crawlers do against biological flying units, and that really only applies to other Zerg, so it didn't mess up the other matchups, and just made Mutas a little bit less good. As you can see there, Warren placed Spore Crawlers in different spots, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. They're not defending mineral lines exactly, and they just get shots and pot shots off on Mutas while Queens are assisting with the defense as well. So Warren continuing with that Queen production, getting some Hydras as well, getting missile attacks level 2 and muscular augments. Trying to deal with the Mutas with the Hydras and Queens, which I am a big fan of. PengWin taking a 4th base while he kind of has Warren pinned inside his own base right here. And what you got? What you got, Mutas? Trying to poke around at that 3rd, but recognizing 2 Spore Crawlers and a Queen and about 6 Hydralisks. That's a rough sell. Make it 8 Hydras now. Rough sell for these Mutas. Aren't that many of them. There's 11. He's actually switching into Roach production, getting +1 missile attack, getting Pneumatized Carapace, getting Centrifugal Hooks, and Glial Reconstitution. Lurker Den coming in here for Warren with an Infestation Pit. That's a good trick you can do. It's a good trick, is to chain fungal the Mutas and hit them from distance with Hydras, because Hydras outrange them. It's just they're a little bit slower than the Mutas are, so it's not necessarily possible to hit them at a distance most of the time. Oh, a bunch of Lings show up at this morphing in 4th base from PengWin. Can he save it with his own Lings? No, canceled. Canceled. It was almost done too. That hurts. That hurts. PengWin rebuilding that 4th base. Mutas show up way too late to save it. Overlord scouting this out for Warren. I don't think that PengWin knows that it is their 4th macro hatch coming up for Warren. That's not a 4th base, but it's a 4th hatchery right next to his 3rd. Pathogen Glands on the way for the Warren. And a Hive, too. Hydralisk Den coming up for PengWin. So both players switching into Hydras. Hydra Roach here at some extent. Yes, there are Mutas in it for PengWin. But not necessarily going mass here. Banelings are great against Hydras, just because Hydras don't have very many HP, so they're great against things like Marines and Zerglings and Hydras, because just one-shotting things is great. Spore Crawler getting some shots off, killing some creep tumors is what we're seeing here from PengWin with an Overseer mixed in here. Just trying to keep Warren's creep spread down to a minimum, not allowing him to see exactly what is going on. Killing a Changeling there that tried to come along for the ride. But PengWin recognized that almost immediately. 4 Infestors on the way. Pathogen Glands will finish before the Infestors pop. Great timing there from Warren. Great timing. 22 Banelings coming up for PengWin. Holy shamoly. 22 Banelings. That's a big number. That is a big number. So here we come. Banelings rolling down that ramp. Roaches to Mutas overhead. And Banelings just going right up here first. Getting on top of stuff. Hitting the roaches was not what you want exactly. Fungals on all the roaches though. From PengWin, trapping them on the ramp. The Banelings didn't necessarily hit what they wanted to. Upgrades are +2 missile attack for Warren. +1 for our friend PengWin here. But still, the Mutas overhead providing some very nice DPS. Queen's trying to do this thing, but the roach count is so darn high. Right now for PengWin, it's not looking good for Warren. Can he do this thing? Roaches are a little bit split. Mutas a little bit split here too. Trying to pick off individual roaches, not allowing the defense from Warren to get mounted too well. Drones forced to get pulled off the line here by Warren. It is slowly, he's losing his lead right now. 17 drones have been killed so far. The Mutas are pretty much unchallenged except for these spore crawlers that are kind of saving Warren's life right now. If not for these spores, it would be a problem. Overseer's dying, roaches that keep popping out keep dying, and somehow he survived. Somehow Warren survived that attack. It's 51 to 56 Harvesters. Warren still has a lead even though he's lost all those drones. His macro has been really good. It's just he's been forced to lose drones because he doesn't have as much of an army as we're seeing here out of our friend PengWin. Vipers on the way for PengWin, or for Warren, actually. I apologize, that's Warren getting that one. Lurkers coming in on the ground, doing extra damage versus roaches. Fourth base is up and getting saturated. For PengWin, it's 164 to 113 total supply in favor of the red Zerg player, again, who is PengWin, getting 10 Hydralisks of his own. Army supply is about 3,000, 4,000 or so. Is that 5? I'm so bad at math. So bad at math. For Warren, and about 7,000 here for PengWin. Roaches moving on up. There are Lurkers, but I'm not sure how much PengWin cares. He's trying to take them out before they burrow, and getting that Spore Crawler would be nice, but they miss. They miss on the Spore Crawler, which doesn't have any kills, but has dealt a lot of damage to these Mutas so far. Burrow being researched by PengWin. 2 infestation pits being made. Why are you making 2? That's weird. Is it a mistake? It's probably a mistake. Probably a mistake. That's okay. Tunneling Claws and Burrow coming up for Warren. So possibly Burrow Roach coming up next in this very, very jam-packed ZVZ. Mutas overhead, Hydras to Roaches mixed in. That is the composition we have for PengWin, and it's going to be mostly Roach Lurker right now for Warren. Canceling a 4th base as the army was a little bit too close for comfort there. Again, it's hard to take this 4th. It's on the low ground. It's just really wide open to attack. You can't wall off in any way, shape, or form. And PengWin's just waiting for this to get popped in again. Boop. There it is. And there's the cancel. And the drone dies too. Yeah, Warren's being brave, but it's not really paying off for him, unfortunately. Another Mutaflock here coming from the top side, going to join up with the rest of this army. Spore Crawler getting taken down on the low ground. Creep Tumors continuing to get destroyed by PengWin. And Mutaflock picking out a drone. Anywhere that Warren tries to expand, he's losing that drone because of the map control that PengWin has right here. I keep wanting to call him Psystorm, but that's not his name at all. Hive on the way for PengWin. A little bit late compared to his opponent, but whatever at this point. Free Viper's nice. Ooh, gets the Viper. Parasitic Bomb is tapped down on 2 of the Mutas, but they get split off pretty well. Good reaction time there from PengWin. And they're back with the flock and that tissue regeneration. Going to have them back up to full health in no time. No time at all. If you don't kill a Muta, they'll be back with a vengeance. More Vipers coming out here for Warren. He thinks that's the key to this victory. +3 missile attack being researched as well. The Hive completing for PengWin. And once again, the 4th base is taken down. Not even canceled that time. Warren did not have time to cancel. Just lost it. Stuck on 3 bases versus 4. PengWin has that advantage. It's 57 to 43 total Harvesters right now. PengWin looking in control. Killing Creep Tumors anytime Warren tries to come out of his comfort zone. He's getting smacked in the face. Another hatch coming up. A 5th base attempted here from PengWin. Burrow Roach hit squad moving on in for Warren. The entire army coming out to deal with this Burrow Roach hit squad, though, because I think they might have passed under an Overseer at some point. I don't know. Either way, Overseers are here. Roaches are in so much trouble. Get out of there, Roaches. They do manage to escape. These Roaches attacking the 3rd base get cleaned up by Mutas almost immediately, killing almost nothing there. Roaches here killing some, maybe trying to kill a Queen. Not going to happen. Nope, not going to happen. Queen manages to survive with 9 total hit points. But the good news is that Warren was able to start establishing a 4th base during that little Burrow Roach hit squad maneuver. So it's 199 to 142 total supply. Warren is down big time right now, but he is able to get a 4th base up, which might be enough. Might be enough to get him in a good spot. Greater Spire, Ultralisk Cavern coming up for PengWin at the same time, finally getting a Spire of his own. Here is the Warren, and a lot of Lurkers defending this 4th base. Vipers here too. A lot of Roaches with that +3 missile attack. Hydras mixed in, Infestors mixed in. Overseers morphing, popping right up there too. And Mutas on top. Ooh, Parasitic Bombs. How many? 3 of them? Get out of there. Get 1, 2, and 3. 3 Mutas, get out of there. But that really weakened that Mutaflock. It will take some time. It'll take some time for them to regenerate their health fully. But they'll get there. They will get there, don't you worry, your pretty little head. +2 Ground Carapace on the way for Warren. +1 Ground Carapace and +1 melee attack coming out for PengWin. So he's trying to go for Ultras, I guess, but it's a little late to work on those upgrades, buddy. A little late. +2 Flyer attack on these Mutas, too. Definitely committing to those Mutalisks a little bit more than you would expect in the ZBZ. It's so easy to lose them, but he's done a great job not getting caught by Fungals, I think. Creep Tumor's getting destroyed. I guess it's because the Mutas aren't really committing too much. They haven't really done much by way of trying to attack directly into the army, except after that first major attack. Roach hit squad coming around this left side. Unburrowed Lurkers. Get out of there, Lurkers. Burrow. Burrow. Okay, they do burrow. Woo, 1 with 3 hit points. Almost died. But did not. Did not. Thanks to those upgrades. Greater Spire coming out here for Warren as well. Knocks down the rocks, and PengWin walking directly into this 3rd base, killing a queen, killing another queen immediately. A lot of drones getting killed here too. 3rd base getting absolutely eviscerated. The hatchery gonna fall. Main hatch gone. Infestors on the front lines getting destroyed, because that's what happens when they get on the front lines. Fungal grows. Chain Fungals here assisting with the DPS, but Hydras and Roaches good concave from Warren. He might straight up win this battle, which he really needs to do if he's going to come back into this game. It's 199 to 54 total supply, 15 Roaches and 14 Hydras in production for PengWin right now. Instantly remaxing after losing that battle fairly handily. Roaches for PengWin trying to do some stuff, but getting cleaned up between the 2nd and the 3rd bases here. Again, that 4th base is up for Warren. He's got it. However, PengWin has a 4th base and a 5th base of his own, so it's not looking particularly good. Warren's lost a lot of drones. 47 drones have been killed by PengWin, and he hasn't lost a single one. What? PengWin hasn't lost a single drone in this game. That's pretty good. That's actually kind of insane for ZBZ. That's very difficult indeed to do. Another okay, it's a Roach Hydra hit squad trying to come attack this natural base once again, which is where the hive is, actually. But the response from Warren is good. He's got Roaches and Hydras of his own. I think he has better upgrades too. Yeah, +2, +1 on PengWin's and +3, +2 on Warren's. Another hit squad of Burrow Roaches moving on up here from Warren, but Overseer here with Roach Hydra, and the Roaches are in tons of trouble. Get out of there, Roaches. Trying to focus down as many workers as you can, because you are so in trouble. Did he actually get some drones now? He's killed 5 drones. Hooray! Hooray, Warren. 172 to 147 total supply, 47 to 33 on that workers count. Again, PengWin has the lead. He just... I don't know what he's he's waiting for Broodlords. He's waiting for Broodlords, you guys. Of course that's what he's doing. Queen is going to get... No, Queen survives here at the 3rd base. Man, this is like the game of survival so far. How many hit points do you have, Queen? 20? 20? Definitely in the red. Vipers coming in and throwing down that parasitic bomb on the Broodlords. Corruptors trying to take them out. They are unprotected. Unprotected Broodlords, and one of them going to die. Ooh, no, doesn't actually die. None of the Broodlords die. Oh, that was a big move. Corruptors trying to kill some stuff. Lurkers wrecking everything on the ground, but it doesn't really help you against Broodlords, it turns out. So Broodlords doing a strike on the Extractor here at the 4th base. It goes down almost instantly. Trying to take out Spore Crawlers. The Lurkers are doing a great job clearing out the Broodlords, but they're free units. Good yoink. Abducts. Oh, abducts on the Broodlords here into the Spore Crawlers, taking 2 of them out. Very nicely. Corruptors doing very well at the same time. And yeah, there are just so many Lurkers here. The Broodlings land and just get melted. It's just the strike that's making this work right now for PengWin. Another Broodlord abducted and destroyed by these Corruptors. Muta's trying to take down the Corruptors. Fungals on top of the Mutas here, and the Corruptors doing much, much better than I expected against these Mutas. They were kind of stuck in place for a while there. Broodlords going to take down this fourth. Can they get it? They need to focus it down. Did all the Mutas die? Did PengWin just lose all of his Mutas? He's got 3. He has 3 of them somewhere. I don't know where they are. Oh, here they are. They're attacking this 4th hatchery. Is that an abduct on a Muta? That was weird. 4th hatch does end up falling. Warren is down to 3 bases. Not looking good. 139, 289 total supply. Corruptors should be able to clear out these Broodlords, but losing the income is a big stinking deal for Warren. So many roach reinforcements coming in here. However, lurker count still moderately high for Warren. He still has 8 of them, and the roach is trying to clear them out, taking casualty after casualty. While they do it, Infestor gets a nice fungal off from Warren there, but I think this might be it for Warren. This roach hit squad is way too big, way too much to handle, although there's not an overseer here, so PengWin's actually forced to retreat. What? Lings up here at the 5th base of PengWin. Warren getting rid of these guys pretty darn quickly. Some roaches pop out and try to handle it. And they do manage finally to clean them out, but still a lot of dead workers, and that's it. A GG. GG out of Warren. Warren is defeated, and PengWin is victorious. Wow. All right. So let's look at that. 66 drones lost by Warren. 11 lost by PengWin in that game. Yeah, the Broodlords got destroyed. This is a lot of dead stuff. A lot of dead stuff in that game. Where is my resources lost tab here? Yeah, about 26,000 lost for Warren. About 31,000 lost for PengWin. Lost a lot more stuff. Lost a lot more resources, but in the end, it didn't really matter. I mean, Warren was very cost effective with his lurkers, but he didn't have much, couldn't really do much about the Broodlords. Losing that 4th base, not being able to replace it, not being able to put out another 4th base up somewhere else was a huge deal. So congratulations to PengWin. Got the win in a pretty crazy ZVZ, and that's it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Thanks again to my patrons, 19 Day, Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Pedro Batsardas, Robert Farmer, KN, Keith Garlow, Matt Meermans, Hekon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboin, Alexandros Konaris, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Complex, Clayton Knight, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Jan Kodera, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Pushpak Eledu, Trevor Smith, Men Haidayan, Rajiv Bhatt, Bakberti, and Sikopatara. All right. Thank you so much again. Link at the top right, and goodbye.